Hey YouTube, I'm back with my second video and I wanted to do a review on the Philosophy Hope in a Jar Hydrating Foundation. And the box says light as air hydrating fluid makeup broad spectrum SPF 20 sunscreen. And I wanted to review this foundation because it's been out for about 2 months and I've only seen 2 reviews on YouTube on it, and I thought that was kind of strange because Philosophy is such a popular brand as far as skincare goes, but it seems no one's really trying out the foundation. So I wanted to talk a little bit about it and take it out the box here. Comes in a plastic tube like this. My shade is shade 8, and one thing I like about this foundation is that all the foundation colors have a neutral undertone. So if you're really cool or pink, or you have warmer golden undertones, they're all neutral. So it's not, since it's neutral, it's not going to, damn it, what am I trying to say? It's neutral, so it's going to be easier for you to find a shade. That's what I'm trying to say. Because the shades don't run overly cool or overly yellow like a lot of other foundation shades or brands. So this is just a little swatch of it so I can show you how it blends. And since this is the hydrating one, it's very thin as far as the formulation of it. You can see, compared to that hand, you can see this one is a lot smoother. The color adjusts very well, and that's another positive about it having a neutral undertone, because I have very warm, almost yellow undertones, so sometimes it's harder for me to find a color in foundations since I am so warm, because usually when you start to get into the tan shades, like with my skin color, they turn red and then it makes me look orange and completely unnatural, and it makes me look like an Oompa Loompa. So, pros. It is very hydrating, but it doesn't make your skin greasy, which I appreciate. I don't like very heavy foundations. I don't like the appearance of wearing a lot of foundation. It doesn't bother me when people tell me they like my makeup, but if you can actually see my foundation, that's a problem. It's also, like, that goes into my second point, it's a very natural finish. It's not streaky at all. It's not cakey. If you wanted to apply another layer of it after it dries, you could. It's not gonna cake. I'm wearing it right now, and I applied it with a beauty sponge. This is not a beauty blender. It's just a regular beauty sponge. I think I got from CVS for $7.99, and it's by the brand Soho. And then after it dried, I set it with my MAC Studio Fix powder in NC42, which looks like that. And that also gives you a little more coverage. Now, my shade, this is where I started getting to the cons about it. My shade is shade 8. Now, clearly, I am not the deepest hue, if you will, for women of color. And shade 8 is the last shade that is carried at the store I work in. So this is the deepest shade in the Hope in a Jar. Now the other foundations that they came out with, the Supernatural, which is a mineral form of makeup, I think that one has maybe 2 darker shades in comparison to this one. And then the Miracle Worker liquid foundation, which is targeted toward women with mature skin or those who want to blend out fine lines and wrinkles a little more. That one carries, I want to say 11, well no, it goes up to shade 11, but it starts at shade 3. But it has 2 foundations that are targeted toward women with deeper mahogany-like or richer skin. I don't know why the Hope in a Jar only goes to this shade, But if I were going to try to use this on a woman of color with a deeper, richer, more mahogany, redder skin tone than mine, it's not going to work. Because like I said, I'm not the darkest black woman on the market who tries to buy foundation. And I hear that, you know, you still hear that a lot. So that's probably my only con about it, is the shade range. I'm not sure. I know Philosophy is sold on, I want to say, QVC. So I'm not sure if they have a wider selection of colors in this particular foundation in the Hope in a Jar. But in store, we only have it up to shade 8. And if I get, for some strange reason, if I get really tan this summer, like when I went to Africa 2 summers ago, I got really, really tan. And if I were that color again, this probably wouldn't work. It would probably leave a white cast, even if I tried to set it with a darker powder or use a bronzer. So that's one thing you have to consider. The price of this foundation is $40. And I know that seems like a lot for 1 fluid ounce. Some foundations you get like 1.3 ounces, or maybe, I mean, nothing more than 1.4, 1.5. But it's $40, which, you know, it seems like a lot for a Philosophy foundation. But I think the reason why it's so expensive is because it does have skincare formulated in it. So it does help to keep your skin balanced and moisturized throughout the day. You also get the SPF in it, which protects your skin, and it doesn't give you an annoying white cast. Like you can see, there really isn't that line of demarcation, as I call it, where you can see the white line that separates your neck and your face makeup, which you can sometimes get with a foundation with SPF, because that SPF leaves a white cast. So I think that about covers it. It's a really good foundation, lightweight, gives you a nice coverage. I get a lot of compliments on it. Every time someone comes into the store, they ask me, oh my gosh, what foundation is that you're wearing? And I show it to them, and they like it a lot too. So it's definitely worth a try if you have porcelain to medium to tan skin. If you have a deeper skin tone, it's not going to be for you, unfortunately, just because the color range is so limited. That's probably my only complaint about it, is that the shade range is really limited. But besides that, great product. Worth a shot if you like sheerer but buildable coverage. If you like a no makeup feel, because I know that when I'm at work for 7 to 8 hours, I don't want to feel heavy foundation on my face, because I do touch my face and I don't want to see that transfer. It's just it's really disgusting. Actually, it reminds me of someone I know. Not personally, but I do know someone, whenever she goes to a store, like, she has on so much makeup, and then she's constantly putting more on at the store, so she leaves like fingerprints on all the bottles and stuff. It's really gross. But anyway, if you have any questions about this foundation, please leave them in the comment box below. And if you'd like to see a foundation routine with how I use it, please let me know, and I'll be happy to do that for you as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hi YouTube! If you watched my last video, you probably heard at the end I said I was going to do one right after the intro of a review, and I want to do a review on the Philosophy